Hi everybody, it's Bobbi-Jo and welcome to my home. I am coming to you from the Maritimes of Canada and I welcome all of my regular subbies. And if you're new here, go ahead, join my family and give us a thumbs up, sign up for notifications, or yeah, one or two of those or what have you. I'm just wanting to get face to face with you guys because this video does not need to be shot on my desk. So I'm here. Not a lot going on in my life. Fibromyalgia is in spring mode. So pain's not good, but you know, like I keep my mind off things and try to keep my mind off things. So this, you guys help a lot because I can be focused on my videos, either with this channel or with Crafty Planner channel. And yeah, it allows me to focus on something else. So I really appreciate that. Remember, when we get to 500 subbies, make sure that you're sharing everything and putting it on your Pinterest and putting it on your Instagram and putting it on Facebook and Twitter, because I'm trying to choose something that is celebrating the occasion in style, basically. So, yeah, just know that we've already got one of the SCT sampler kits that are already in the draw, but we will have other things as well to celebrate getting there. And yeah, we just need to keep on trucking, and 50 more or so to go. So you know, we can do that. We can do that. We didn't think we'd get this far. I was excited when I had 10 subbies. I was excited the other day when I saw that Crafty Planner has 7. I don't know. I didn't think I'd get here. So, yeah. So as you can tell by the video, name of the video, I am bringing you something different. It is a list that I have, and I have I am hoping to pass on some suggestions for paper crafting. And the reason why is that I made I wish I knew what like this list right now. So like I wish I knew when I first started paper crafting. So I hope that somebody can get a suggestion out of here. I hope also that you guys comment below on your suggestions, what you wish you had have known when you first started paper crafting. That's the key. So I'm going to go through my list. Hopefully you guys will either, one, use the hashtag that I have below and do your own video, or just check the comment down below and you guys can get the suggestions from there, and I can learn from you guys too. So first things first, and I know you guys are probably sick of me talking about it, but it's about my trimmer. I have this Fiskars trimmer, and it is with the one where it's this blade pops out. One moment here. It's this blade that pops out. And I imagine that if you're not aware, you guys are probably, you may be going through these quite quickly. And most of it is because of the shredding it does on the cardstock when it gets even slightly dull. I go through these blades about once every, let's say, 5 to 6 months. Sometimes longer, probably. And I buy about two blades, so one package a year. And the reason I have that is because, number one, I don't use this for anything but paper and cardstock until it's completely dead. Like, I can't do anything else with it. Then it moves on to glitter paper or chipboard paper or whatever other thick item that there is, and that is when I start marking it. So I will put a G on it, so I know that that one is the one I'm using for glitter. Same with chipboard, stuff like that. But this one only gets used for paper while it's going. Now, how I stop the shred is by either doubling up on cardstock if I'm able to, because sometimes, you know, a lot of times you've got projects that are needing multiple sheets to be cut. Or I take like anything that's copy paper, mostly junk mail that I use. I take it and I put it underneath the cardstock, and that will prevent my blade from shredding until it gets to the point where it can't be used anymore. Of course, they all do, but I don't feel that I go through these near as much as people say they go through theirs. So that is one thing I wish I had have known when I first started, because I did. I went through those blades like crazy. But yeah, now I'm aware that I'm to make sure that the paper blades needs to be a paper blade, glitter blade needs to stay glitter blade, and stuff like that. So yeah, those two things, the glitter thing and saving your blade for that, and also to prevent the shredding, you put a little bit something else underneath your cardstock and cut it that way. Let me see. It does make sure that you're always continuing to create something. And the reason being is because when you start, like, you're getting away from it, and you're in that a funk where you just can't seem to create anything. If you continue to create, and sometimes I will just do like Crafty Al's monthly thing, or card sketches or something, because once you start thinking creatively, then you start looking at everything creatively. So what can I do with that? How can I build this? How can I do it this way? Um, and I felt even that the more tools I got, that I used to try to figure out how to make something without having the tool for it, for instance. And I find that because I was thinking about it all the time, I'm thinking, okay, how can I do this? And it builds the creativity and keeps the creativity there. But yes, sometimes we always get in that funk eventually. And I just make sure that I'm focusing on like card sketches and stuff like that to keep creating. Third, clean, turn the paper, not the scissors. This is a big one for me, and I still have a hard time with it. But if you want to cut out something, do not turn the scissors around it. Turn the paper in the scissors. I'm trying to find something that I know that I can... Okay, here. This isn't perfectly cut out or anything. So if I'm going to cut this out, I'm going to turn the paper, and it just makes it more even. But if you're turning the scissors, see, they're... Yeah, it's coming out a little bit more. You've got more of those yeah, see, it's a little bit more circular if you turn the paper. So when you're doing it, and it's hard. You get used to it, but it's hard. It takes some getting used to. But if you want more rounded, like a good curve, and not like little peaks here and there, or straight lines here and there, yeah, do that, and you will get so that you're able to do like go around a piece of paper and go around a piece of paper and make it more circular than... Yeah. Anyways, I hope I'm making sense. But the day I learned that was like mind blown. I had never known that, and I don't know why. Burnish, yeah. Always burnish your double-sided tape. That's one thing I learned, is always burnish your tape. You always, when you put double-sided tape down, if you've ever had it where you try to pick the paper part off of it and the tape comes with it, it's because it's not burnished. So if you burnish it with your burnish it across with your bone folder, then you will not have that. You'll be able to pick that off, and the tape stays on the paper. Another thing is to burnish, like if you have glue, make sure that you're burnishing that too. So you have your cardstock, you put your glue on, and then you put the other cardstock on. Make sure that you're bringing the bubbles out of that by going along it with your bone folder. I think Tina Epp reminded me of that the other day. But yeah, it's definitely burnish. I've never used uh, um, a brayer, so I can't tell you how they work, how whether or not they work. I just know with my bone folder, I that's how I burnish things. Um. Oh, and this is my favorite one, and you guys probably already heard this from me as well. But it is using wax paper in the on my dies. So I layer it with the cardstock and then wax paper in between the cardstock and um, the dye on it. The reason it's because number one, it pops out a little bit easier. Number two, it usually will make it easier to take the little things out. Now I hear that uh, people use dryer cloths, and I'm going to try that. I understand that it comes out, like everything sticks to it, so that when you take it off of the dryer, all of the little things that you'd have to pop out, they are sitting on the dryer cloth, or whatever they call that. I'm gonna try it, but I like the especially for small little dies, the wax paper works wonders. It's especially like if you have a sentiment die that's like really teeny and small, and it works wonders. Um, when you're buying dies, invest in the shapes, basic shapes first. Your circles, um, your squares, your rectangles, uh, stuff like that first. Had I known that, my world would be so much different now because I use those items so much, and I don't have every one that I need. So I don't have a layering die where I have a square. I only have one die that's a square, and stuff like that, because I've invested in the more intricate dies and the floral dies and stuff like this, where I should have really invested first in the shapes and then moved on. But you do what you do, stuff like this. And I love all my dies. It's just I really wish I had those basic shapes. Um, Conditioning stamps. This is a biggie. Um, what I mean by that is, if you've ever had a stamp that's like, when you stamp it, it looks like there's bubbles on it, or it's not stamping quite right and clear and stuff like that. Well, if you condition it, then it will be significantly better, if not perfect, because especially with the clear stamps, they come with a coating on them initially, and you got to kind of take that coating off. So some people do it with their fingers. I do it with one of the white erasers. And the reason I do that and use that is because I use the same thing for my rubber stamps in order to condition them and to get gunk off them that has been added as I've stamped with them. So I just bring those back down to basically normal. Um, So yeah, with the clear stamps, that's the same thing I do. I just take the white eraser to them quickly. Um, and yeah, and for it's yeah, at first I was thinking it's the stamp. It's what's wrong with it. But once I realized I had to condition them, then I was good to go. Um, baby powder. Baby powder is my best friend. Baby powder is right in front of me on my desk. It's here in a little bottle. I use it a lot. I use it if I've mistakenly glued something and I need it to not stick. I use it for stickers that I don't want to have them stick. For instance, if I want to have a butterfly that's flying, I put a piece of acetate on it and I want it to kind of be part like flying, look like it's flying, then I put the acetate on it first, and then I take the rest of the stickiness, the one that didn't have the acetate, I take and put baby powder on that so that it doesn't stick anymore. So the only thing that's stuck essentially is the where the acetate went. Another thing is I take my tapes. When I have like tape like this come in, I take because it's sticky in and it kind of, they all stick to each other almost. And it comes in, this particular tape comes in with plastic in between, and that's great, but I don't want I want just to pull out the tape when I want the tape, and I don't want to fuss with plastic. So what I do is I take this, I put baby powder all around both sides. It's no longer sticky there, so I'm good to go. The other thing is for my mounting tape, especially if you're doing shaker cards, I take baby powder and I go around the side so that when I do put it down and use it for a shaker, the sequins don't stick to it. What else do I use baby powder for? Oh, I use it in a little bit of a sack that I kind of put together quickly. And I use that to anti-static my shaker cards. What else? What else? I use that stuff a lot. I love it. It's the, yeah. Yeah, I love the baby powder. It comes in so handy for me. What else? What else? What else? What else we got? Oh, separate scissors. I always, same with my blade, I always have separate scissors for jobs. So this scissor here with the little thing on it is I just use it for paper. I don't use it on anything else. This may be used on glue. I have another one that's used on tape and mounting tape and stuff like that. So yeah, I have different ones for different things. Speaking of mounting tape, what I do with my mounting tape is I do lay it on some kind of paper. So I keep, just one moment here. I keep backing from sticky things, and I will use this or parchment paper. I lay down strips of on my of my mounting tape. So I just lay down a strip of it. And then when you cut at that point, when my blade cuts at that point, because it's on the paper, it'll cut and it won't get the stickiness all over the blade of my scissors. So, and then also because of that, because you have it that way, I can get really small, like I could probably even go smaller than that. I can get really small pieces off of it. So it comes in handy that way too. So let's see if I can, how small. So that's like a small one. So you can, yeah, it's a lot easier to handle for it. Let me see. I'm trying to read in my own writing, and so anyways, next thing, I have lines down my scoreboard, and they help me keep centered. So if I have a diagonal, for instance, and I need to take and score right down the middle of the diagonal. Well, I put one corner here, and then I put the other corner there. And as long as I keep them on the same line as that, I know that I'm going to be scoring in the right line. Because if I don't, then sometimes you're in the wrong line down here and it doesn't work. So putting that in, this is for my 4/4 of an inch for my normal A2 size cards. And I just make sure that that's a little bit easier because you can put it up against your thing, but with the triangle or something, you can't really do that. So yeah, it's basically just keeping the line for you, because you guys know, if you're using these boards, you know how many times that you've gone down a line and thought it was all the same line, and it wasn't. I won't even discuss how many times I do that. What else? The other thing I wanted to do, like, a lot of people feel that color wheel is using a color wheel is very beneficial, and yes, I can see the benefits in it for sure. But when you're first starting out, you may not want to put all the money into things like that. So what I would suggest is, if you're trying to see what would match a certain color and you don't know what it is, what you could use, go to your pattern cardstock and see if you can locate your pattern, your color in the patterns. Because chances are, if you find it in the pattern and it's got other it's got other colors with it, those colors are going to be will work with that color. I think I've gotten that clear. So yeah, if you want to see if a color, what kind of colors match the color that you're working with, just go to your pattern paper, find one of the patterns that have that color, and guaranteed there will be another color in there that you're able to use with it, because essentially they use the color wheel to create the pattern. Last thing, that's it. was trying to read my own thing. If you have something where you need to get it straight, say you have this, right? And you want it to, I've been working on stuff here, so say you want it to be even down here with this one, put it on your scoreboard and put it up against the side, because that will make sure that you are even. So I do this for albums, for instance, where you have to make sure that the back cover, the middle, the bind and the binding of the book, and the front cover, you need to have it all flush across. And I use this to make sure those are all flush going across. So if that makes any sense whatsoever. Yeah, so I think that's it, you guys. I think that's, if you've got any questions about what I've said, because sometimes I think it's coming out clearly and it is not. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will clarify the best I can. And yeah, please, please, please give me your tips below, because I learn things every single day. I learn something different that I think, why didn't I know that years ago? What was I thinking? But yeah, definitely, I want your communication. I love you guys, and thank you for listening to me. And remember to share and like this video. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.